been a lot of talk about Ariana Grande lately, and it's not about her music or her acting, it's about her face. You've probably seen the TikToks, videos comparing how Ariana looked 2 or 3 years ago to how she looks now. And I'll be honest, the change is shocking. Her entire vibe feels different. Her facial structure looks slimmer, more sculpted, almost uncanny. It's become this new mystery of pop culture, and everybody's trying to figure out what happened. But this conversation goes way deeper than filler, contour, or even surgery. Because what's happening to Ariana isn't a one-and-done situation. It happens to thousands of women in entertainment, especially those who grew up right in front of us. It's how the internet builds people up, tears them down, and then judges them for trying to survive. So you know you better buckle up, because today we are talking about all of it. The conspiracies, the psychology, and the reality of what it means to exist as a woman today under constant observation, and how it can completely destroy their face. Now let's start with the obvious. People are freaking out because Ariana Grande looks different. Her cheeks look hollow, her chin is sharper, her eyes look more lifted, her skin looks stretched and poreless. Her overall face looks sculpted with an almost animated quality to it, kind of like she was drawn by an AI generator that was asked, hey, yeah, make Ariana Grande but like 10% skinnier. And of course, the reaction has been very intense. Some fans are genuinely concerned, and others are simply mocking her. Some are making conspiracy theories about what they believe she's had done. Fox eye surgery, buccal fat removal, jaw filler, temple filler, lip dissolving, new nose contour, you name it. It's become an entire game of digital forensics.
A patient of mine recently shared these photos with me and was like, Ariana looks very different. I can't put my fingers on it. So I'd like to give you my 2 cents after I did a little bit of research and looked at this. In my opinion, the main thing that has changed is if you look over here versus up here, you can see the loss of fat in that upper eyelid area. She likely had a blepharoplasty, which is an eyelid lift. And in that surgery, you sometimes remove fat, but I don't think that's a good idea. Why? Because it creates an A-frame deformity, which creates hollowness. And in her case here, I think she does have some hollowness. She's lost some fat, whether it's from surgery or additional weight loss, which she looks like she had as well. But I believe that is what's going on.
The internet has theories, obviously. They always do. There's one TikTok that breaks down every micro detail of Ariana Grande's evolution, claiming her face is too tight, jaw is too unnatural, and her eyes are somehow repositioned.
So many people in my comment section stated that Ariana Grande was just aging. And if you have been following her for a while, like all of her fans claim, then you would know that this is what Ariana Grande looked like as a 28-year-old woman. She was a 28-year-old woman here. This is what she looked like by the time she turned 29 years old. Lighter skin, lighter hair, different eye shape. Doesn't sound the same. What happened? It's not just aging. You can see in this photo just how much Ariana Grande has changed, including her hairline, her ear shape, her nose, her jawline, and her teeth. It's actually crazy to me. Many of her fans claim that the drastic change in her appearance and in her voice is because she is stuck in the character of Glenda. But let's be honest, guys, Glenda never looked like that. Glenda never sounded like that.
That was something I found very interesting, was so many people were talking about this drastic weight loss when I'm like, I don't think she had to lose a ton of weight for the role. Why would they make her do that when the original characters were totally normal shape? Like, I don't understand it. For me, it was her stating that this is the healthiest she's ever been. I just can't believe it. How can people believe this if she's just aging? They are so blind. So no, it's not that complicated. Some people are saying that she's had plenty of plastic surgeries in secret, while others are saying this transformation was sheerly for the role of Wicked, which is basically method acting via aesthetics.
Are you freezing? Ariana, you're right.
And then there is the darker theory that she's deliberately erasing her old self and that she's becoming a new person to distance herself from her past scandals, from the Nickelodeon era, and from the girl with the high ponytail and the oversized shirt. But the truth is probably much more complicated and much more human than that. Because what if Ariana's face didn't just change? What if it evolved under the weight of fame, scrutiny, and the trauma of being a child star who never got to stop performing? Because Ariana Grande didn't begin as a pop star. She began as Cat Valentine on Nickelodeon's Victorious. She had that iconic bright red hair, high-pitched voice, and she was bubbly and naive. And if you were a kid growing up watching that show, then you probably loved her. But if you ever read anything about Nickelodeon's history, you would know how very dark things got behind the scenes.
There's not a word for how devastating that is to hear about. And so I think the environment just needs to be made a lot safer all around. And like I said, I'm still in real time processing my relationship to it. But
child actors on that network were constantly being sexualized, controlled, and manipulated under the guise of comedy. Many were in situations that truly blurred the lines between childhood innocence and adult humor. And that honestly has consequences.
You can get juice from a potato.
Fans of Ariana Grande are absolutely outraged at some of the footage that's recently resurfaced on social media, showing some of her behind-the-scenes and web-only videos that were shot for Nickelodeon. This content is a lot of this footage is the brainchild of Nickelodeon showrunner Dan Schneider. I've talked about Dan extensively here on my TikTok before, but this guy is the epitome of creep. There are videos of him in hot tubs with some of his young actresses. He was always putting adult humor in kids' shows. And he made some of his young actors do some extremely creepy and definitely not okay things.
I'm soaking wet! Quick, somebody bring me the...
Have you seen the number of foot scenes in that show? It's disturbing.
Is it possible for a teenage girl to drink water upside down? I'm thirsty!
Bro is an absolute creep. That was so weird, and the fact that she was a teenager while doing that, and this was the director, that's insane. But I mean, even if you watch this clip, Miranda Cosgrove, like, slowly stepping away from him on this set is very weird. Yeah, and people all over Twitter and TikTok are pulling up these random old clips of Ariana Grande, all these other celebrities, and it's just, they're all end up being disgusting, weird foot fetishes and stuff. I mean, just look at the side of the... I didn't even realize it was a foot, and then I was like, oh wait, it actually is.
Ariana grew up in a system where being adorable was literally her job. Her career depended on people liking her face, liking her cuteness, liking how harmless she always looked, liking how skinny and short she was. And that kind of conditioning doesn't simply go away when you turn 30. So when she eventually transitioned into music, she couldn't just simply reinvent herself from scratch. She had to carry that old image along with her. The red-haired Nickelodeon girl had to become a global sex symbol while still being safe, soft, and feminine. And that's why we have that phase of Ariana where she was being hyper sexy and showing off her body as much as possible. She was dropping songs with lots of innuendos, and she could finally throw in a couple swear words here or there. And that's kind of where Blackiana was born.
is hosting an awards show the worst possible gig? I just want to sing. I want to be there. I want to hit my mark, do my choreo.
Kiyomi, get your ass in here.
Kiyomi, get your ass.
Come on, girl.
This is the Mac I'm here to talk about today, girl. Come on.
This is a bit of a joke nowadays, but there was an era where Ariana had a crazy dark tan, wore baddie makeup, and spoke in a way that 2025 Ariana would never. This was her trying to shy away from the cute schoolgirl aesthetic that she had fostered for herself. Honestly, I don't know if Blackiana was a PR stunt or if her agents told her to act like that, but she did. For years. At least she did until Wicked happened. Honestly, if there's one thing that reignited this entire conversation about Ariana Grande's face, it's Wicked.
She's a method actor down. Like, Kat, I feel like, eventually turned into, like, she was, like, sweet, bubbly, kind of ditzy. Ariana ramped that up, and they pushed that character, and she was just zany. She became very SpongeBob-like at one point. And then with Glinda, same thing. I mean, it's weird. Men in Hollywood do this all the time with acting roles. So it's like, I'm not faulting Ariana for really taking on and Glindifying herself, because to be honest, she ate down. I mean, she earned that Oscar nom.
The second that she was cast as Glinda, everything about her started changing again. Not just her face, but her demeanor, her energy, even her body. It was like watching her shed her old skin in real time. The clothes, the way she spoke, even her entire personality became quieter, softer, smaller, and even more refined.
Okay, one thing about Ariana Grande is that girl wants to be a baby so bad. She thinks that the way to win at life is just to act like she's a helpless little baby, so no one can ever get mad at her for doing anything or like hold her accountable for anything, and she can always be the center of attention because she's just a helpless little baby. And it's like, Is it not enough that you're literally a extremely talented, beautiful woman? You also have to act like a baby. And this really strikes a nerve with me because I've known some people that have acted like infantilized themselves because they think that it's the best way to ensure that everyone always does what they want, because they'll just be like, oh, but I'm just a baby, like I want to do this thing, like whiny. And don't get me wrong, I do like Ariana Grande.
And as the Wicked promo tours continued, people couldn't believe that this was the same Ariana. The one that we grew up watching on Victorious, the one that we saw singing on stage, the one with top 40 hits. And even when the Ethan Slater drama dropped, she seemed very intent on ignoring the whole thing and continued acting very innocent, to the point where people think that she's infantilizing herself.
Hey, Ariana, so cheating, that's ooh. Why did you choose a man who was already in a relationship? Again, like, what's with that?
I don't know. I'm just a baby. I don't know.
Aren't you, like, in your early to mid 30s?
I'm just an 8-year-old black, Asian, white, German, Italian, black again. Baby.
Why is this so damn true? Why is nobody else talking about this? Finally, somebody said it. And how about now? She looks like porcelain. Her skin tone was washed out, her lips thinner, her cheeks dramatically hollowed out, her hair and brows went blonde. She looked like a completely different person. And not in a new era way, but more like a something is very off sort of way. Fans immediately started to notice that she looked insanely thin, to the point where people were genuinely worrying about her health. Her collarbones and jawline way more prominent than ever. Her frame looked fragile and almost breakable. And the internet, being what it is, did what it always does best. Started dissecting it. But the real question isn't just what happened, but why now? Because every time Ariana enters a new chapter in her life, she doesn't just reinvent her image like other celebrities. She reinvents her entire self.
I never thought at the age of 31 I would be hearing the words rising star again. So I want to start by thanking my good friends Botox and Juvederm. Thank you.
I must be a rising star too because of Botox.
Oh my gosh, my joke.
That was a good
My bit. I'm still clean. But when I start going again, I'll let you know. I mean it. I really want to be transparent as a beauty founder.
Course.
As the founder of I Am Beauty, I think it's important to have
That's why I
transparency.
said that as well, because this is...
But I love it and I support it.
Me
but
too.
I am still 4 years clean.
Real quick.
Ariana has always been a master of adaptation. When she left Nickelodeon, she became the doe-eyed pop princess. When she released Dangerous Woman, she shifted into a sultry grown-up icon. But Wicked truly represents something different. For the first time, she is not playing herself, she's playing a character. And that seems to have completely consumed her.
I just wanted to address your concerns about my body and talk a little bit about what it means to be a person with a body and to be seen and to be paid such close attention to. I think we should be gentler and less comfortable commenting on people's bodies, no matter what. If you think you're saying something good or well-intentioned, whatever it is, healthy, unhealthy, big, small, this, that, sexy, not sexy, we just shouldn't. There are ways to compliment someone or to ignore something that you see that you don't like, that I think we should help each other work towards. But I just also wanted to say, one, there are many different kinds of beautiful. There are many different ways to look healthy and beautiful. I know personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly, and at the lowest points of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy, but that in fact wasn't my healthy.
Many people point out that Ariana method acts within her life without even realizing it. When she plays a role or even adopts a new musical era, she becomes that version of herself. The accent, the posture, the behavior, even her physical features seem to shift around this new identity she's taken on. Like, if you even listen to how she used to talk and her old voice versus her voice now, being Glinda or Ariana or Arianda or whatever I don't know, it is like night and day.
Yeah, the list is long about how Glinda has changed me. I think I learned things about myself that I wasn't ready to look at until I had to perform them through her. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Whoever that was. Mood, yeah, same. Yeah. It's a doozy. But no, I think on a personal level and as an artist who really loves just making things, I think that spark of connection to my craft was also pretty disconnected for a little while. And I think that, yeah, I felt like safe. Oh, I didn't expect to go here tonight. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but yeah, it really felt like safe again to fall in love with creating. And like maybe I was being seen for the first time. And yeah.
What's eerie about all of this is how it mirrors her beginnings. She started her career as an actor, Kat Valentine, who was bubbly, innocent, and controlled by others. Now, over a decade later, she's playing Galinda, another character who's bubbly, innocent, and obsessed with perfection. It's almost like the universe somehow put her back exactly where she started, performing idealized femininity for an audience that refuses to see her as a real woman. The only difference now is that she's older and she knows that this is a performance. And maybe that's what's making this so weird and uncomfortable to watch.
Why did she become like this at the age of 32? Recently, Ariana has become skinny, with sunken cheeks, protruding sternum, and frighteningly pale skin. She even bid farewell to her signature high ponytail and thick eyeliner, and changed into a minimalist and elegant look. Some people say it is mature and elegant, while others think it is like a different person. But what is more distressing is that she never dares to show her full face. For many years, she has been used to showing only her left face. In fact, there are 3 secrets behind it. First, because the microphone is often hung on the right ear, it rubs off on her makeup. Second, a scar is left on her right temple when she was a child. And finally, vocal training has made the muscles on the right face relax for a long time, causing obvious asymmetry. She is a superstar who is the center of everyone's attention, but she has to hide her imperfections in front of the camera. What's even more sad is that she didn't take a single selfie on her birthday, and having just lost her grandmother, she also didn't publicly mourn. The official announcement of the new film, Wicked 2, is also very low-key. Why do you think Ariana has become like this?
It's easy to say that she's changed, but maybe a better question would be, how could she not? Because if you were in her position, growing up in Hollywood, becoming a product of an industry that rewards fragility and punishes authenticity, wouldn't you start to fade too?
Is Ariana Grande getting dangerously skinny? I've been debating whether I should do this video or not because it's a very sensitive topic. We're here to talk about Ariana Grande's body, which I'm kind of against as a nutritionist. I mean, not your body, not your business, right? But the whole internet is talking about it and most aren't health professionals. So here's my take as a clinical nutritionist. Oh, it's true. We haven't seen her this thin before. Not deny she's very thin and that it is worrisome. With that being said, she's also clearly well functioning. She's had #1 song, #1 album, and #1 movie all in 2024. Try and beat that. But she's getting thinner and thinner. Now, a lot of people are blaming this on her vegan diet, but this is not true. The practice of not eating animal products is not a driver for losing weight. The truth is, we don't know what's going on with Ariana Grande, and we probably will never know unless she one day tells us. Let's just hope she's okay and that she doesn't get any thinner.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Has this all given you a very odd perspective into the world of Hollywood and actors and celebrities? Because for me, I find it very, very strange. I also find it strange that people will always brush it under the carpet as if it doesn't matter, as if it's something that, oh, she's just changing, she's just doing plastic surgery, she's just eating a little less, she's just working out a lot, she's really healthy, this is the healthiest she's ever been, but they never really get to the root of what's actually going on here. Somebody who's probably really suffering behind closed doors, but nobody ever wants to say it. I would love to hear your opinion down below. If you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and watch my deep dive on Ariana's plastic surgery that I released last year during Wicked's release. And honestly, I get into a lot of different things, details about her looks, how she's gotten to this point in general. I think you would really, really appreciate it. Or you guys can watch this video where I talk about why everyone is starting to look the same. I think Ariana maybe isn't specifically looking like anyone else. I think it's pretty individual to her, but everybody else is really starting to fit a mold, and I find that even scarier. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know, I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon.